Recording in progress.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the November 18th, 2021 meeting of the West Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency. Pursuant Government Code Section 54953 as amended by Assembly Bill 361 in 2021, and due to the state of emergency declared by the Governor on March 4th, 2020, members of West Sacramento Area Flood Control Board and staff will participate in this meeting via video teleconference. To reduce the spread of COVID-19, members of the public may watch the meeting via live stream or via a phone connection. So we'll start off by roll call.
Hey, Director Ledesma.
I think I'm here.
Thanks.
One cup of coffee in, Jen. I'll get there.
Vice Chair Alcala,
Here.
Chair Ramos.
Here.
Thank you. All are present.
Okay, very good. Move on to the agenda. First item, 1A, is presentation from the public on matters not on the agenda. Do we have any members of the public wishing to speak? Is there anyone, Jen? Are we okay?
I think we're okay. No one wants to participate.
Okay. Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to item 1B, report out on closed session. Council Nevis.
Good morning, Chair Ramos. The board met in closed session on the 4 items listed on the closed session agenda and took no reportable action.
Okay, thank you. Item 1C, monthly year-to-date revenue and expenses review.
Good morning, board members and staff. I will be reporting out on the revenue and expenditures for the month of September 2021. In our own fund 870, the balance started at approximately 6.01 million. There's no revenue. Expenditures were 139,000, making the ending position 5.87 million. In our CIP fund 871, the beginning balance was 4.88 million. The agency received about $117,000 check for the time oil bankruptcy claim. Expenditures totaled 105,000, making the ending position 4.89 million. At the end of the month, the combined cash position was 10.83 million. As of November 8th, the agency's combined cash position was approximately 11.34 million. Finance did close the books for fiscal year 2021. True-up did backdate to 6/30/21, so June 30th, 2021. Unfortunately, the table in the monthly report didn't capture all the closing entries for Fund 871, so that's a little incorrect at the time. The numbers should be dialed in for next month's report. I do have the treasurer and Becky here in the meeting if they would like to chime in and add anything else to the end of the fiscal year and beginning fiscal year.
Okay. Members of the board, are there any questions? So I guess my only question, there'll be, you stated there'll be some further true up by next month's meeting, is that correct?
So the true up already happened. It just wasn't captured in the table that was provided in the full packet. So if you'd like, I can provide another table that I can email to all the board members if you'd like that.
I think that would be fine, Tom.
I guess yeah, when you have time.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right. We'll move on if there's no other questions to the consent agenda. 2 items. A resolution finding this necessary to continue our teleconference meetings until the emergency is over, and consideration of approval of our October 2021 meeting minutes. If you have any questions or comments, otherwise I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Board Member Ledesma and seconded by Board Member Akala to move the consent agenda. Would the clerk please take the roll?
Director Ledesma,
Aye.
Vice Chair Akala,
Aye.
Chair Ramos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. On to the regular agenda and item 4A, the project update.
Paul, are you going to carry the updates this month?
Yeah, just give me a second. Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so staff and specifically Mark Zola has been working with finance to look into hiring a firm to help manage the flood assessments. We believe that going to an outside firm may help to reduce costs and even capture some parcel taxes that we may have been difficult to find for us. And in terms of project updates in Southport, Mark Thomas has completed a draft record of survey that's been reviewed by the county surveyor, and project monumentation is nearly complete. Our contractor for the restoration project, River Partners, has removed the pumps and other elements of the irrigation system last week, so we're buttoning up for the year. In terms of the Yellow East Bypass levee project, Mark Zola will report out on the supplemental NEPA and CEQA mitigated negative declaration document public meeting, which occurred last night.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the board. So, as you know, the public review period for the supplemental EAIS for the Weibel project is out there on the street. And last night we conducted the public meeting for the document. We received no comments during the meeting, so that went without any issues. We did receive an interested parties letter response from Estes Trucking. They were just concerned about how the project might impact their operations. We don't expect to have any impact to surface traffic on West Capitol or Industrial or Channel or Seaport. It's not going to be the volume of equipment and trucks moving around the area that will cause problems. So we responded back to them, and they seem to be okay with that. I haven't heard anything back since. So the meeting closed last night, no comments. The review period will continue through December 6th. And at this point, our next steps, staff anticipates bringing an item to the board next month to accept the findings and mitigations in the supplemental EAIS, along with a consideration of the draft or substantial to form for the PPA, LPPA. We'll combine them together in a single action and get that queued up pending any successful takedown on federal appropriations to get this project built. So that's the update on the environmental side. It's been a very uncontroversial project, even within the other agencies like NIMS, et cetera. Probably won't be that way in some of the other segments, but for this project, it's been pretty much smooth going. And that's the end of that for right now.
Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.
In terms of rivers and CHP, staff is working with WSP to abandon monitoring wells that were requested for the rivers and CHP early implementation project. That work is scheduled and should be completed before the next board meeting. And then lastly, in terms of federal advocacy, as you likely all know, the president signed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, also known as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Bill. The bill includes $1.75 billion for inland flood control projects and another $750 million for multi-benefit projects. The Army Corps of Engineers has 60 days to develop a spending plan or an allocation plan. And we understand that the Sacramento district was asked to provide project priorities to headquarters recently. And West Sacramento continues to be one of their high priorities. In addition to that, we're working with our federal lobbyists to request additional project funding for the Yolo East Bypass construction or a new start in the infrastructure bill and construction funding to get to construction in 2022. We voiced their concern about an ongoing continuing resolution and are seeking any means possible to receive construction funding for the Yebo project. That concludes my report. If you have any questions, let me know.
Questions, board members? I guess, yeah, I guess I have one, just a little more detail on the 1.5 billion and when it would be actually appropriated to be paid out. Are you saying that the Corps needs to provide a plan for the whole amount in this next 30 days or 40 days, whatever it is?
60 days from the president's signature. They're supposed to come up with a spending plan for Congress, to present to Congress. And so we hope that we believe we're well positioned for some of that funding. And like I said, we're trying to work the other side or work with the lobbyists to make sure that Doris Matsui's office is aware of our needs and our desire to go to construction in 2022. So we're taking a lot of different efforts to make to relay that message to Washington.
And Tom,
So,
I'd
go
also
ahead, Greg.
offer up that this spending plan, this is analogous to the work plan that the Corps normally puts forward once the appropriation bill is signed. Additional congressional approval needed. The Corps will set its priorities and they'll get their approval through the ASA and OMB, and then publish that spending plan, much like they do a work plan.
okay. But are we talking about full funding for the project or just these specific projects coming up, or we don't know?
We through Matsui, who's trying to schedule a meeting with the new ASA for the week of November 29, we are requesting that she go big and request full federal funding for our project, much like the funding that was provided in the 2018 supplemental appropriations bill, where SAFCA was fully funded. And then we have sort of a tiered approach. Full federal funding, several $100 million to accomplish this construction and the next 2 or 3 construction contracts, so forth, down to I think the minimum request we have is for enough to construct at Yebel. And the benefit, the benefit of getting the funding now, any funding, is we get the construction new start and the ability to do some work versus waiting through another CR. And we're hearing rumors of a potential year-long CR, which would derail, construction if that was the only, the only funding opportunity we had. So,
Well, hopefully that possibility, the assistant secretary will understand that, and they can use this as a vehicle to get us the new start. And once it's a new start, it's a full new start, right? And then it's whether we need to get other appropriations down the road, but we don't have to go through that hoop again.
That's right.
Okay. Well, that'll be. I guess he signed it on Monday, so we'll know mid-January, huh?
Yeah,
Where we're at.
most of the intel is they're probably not going to wait 60 days. They've been preparing for this for some time. They basically already have their work plan dialed in, in anticipation of the October 1 appropriations process that didn't happen. So now it's just a matter of fine tuning and then publishing it. So we'll likely see it. Word on the street is we'll likely see it in closer to 30 days than 60. But
Okay.
here's a nice
And
peel.
like you said, OMB weighs in, but then once they publish it, we're there, huh?
That's it. Yep.
Okay. Okay, well, that's good news. Let's see if I think we're beyond third time's a charm, but we'll
Well, let's see if Doris Matsui can be our champion once again and get a ringer for us on this one.
well, that would be great because looking at those congressional maps, she may not be with us in the future. It'd be great for all of us to see this come to fruition right now.
Yeah, well, she has a good track record, so let's see what she can pull out of her hat this time.
Okay. All right. Was there anything else in the update to mention or any comments from board members on it? If not, we'll move to the next item, which is director's comments. Any other ideas or comments? And if not, I guess we will go to the final item, which is adjournment. And thank you all for attending. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, all.
Yep. See you in December.
Thank
Maybe with
you.
good news.
Thank you all.
Very good. Thank
Bye.
you.
Recording